Welcome from Café Datenschutz in the heart of Munich. Today we will be discussing the topic of mobile device management. What requirements must companies take into account when mobile devices are being used? More on this in today's video. Briefly about the legal framework. The company decides as the so-called responsible party within the meaning of the GDPR on the purposes and means of the data processing operations. This also includes the fact that he, as the person responsible, is obliged to take appropriate technical and organizational measures. This also applies to the utilization of mobile devices, irrespective of whether they are private or business devices, when they are employed for data processing purposes for matters concerning the company's operations and activities. This includes, specifically, that arrangements should be made in some manner to determine the system state of the devices, i.e., whether they have been properly patched, whether backups of any data have been made, and naturally access security is also of utmost importance. Password complexity, multi-factor authentication, and so on. The general recommendation is therefore to use a so-called mobile device management software in the company when using mobile devices. With such software, you can monitor the system status, such as the patch level of the devices at a central location. You can remotely wipe devices in case of loss, and you can define minimum technical standards, such as minimum password complexity, multi-factor authentication, and the like. Such software is often used by third-party providers. With these providers, a data processing agreement must be concluded, and the data subjects, i.e. their employees, must be transparently informed about the data processing operations, i.e. the functions of the software and the intended usage scenarios. To close with a quote, it is better for you to be proactive than for someone to be proactive for you. And thus to the conclusion. Companies are additionally responsible for data processing operations on mobile devices. This is applicable regardless of whether they are private devices or business devices, without any distinction. Accordingly, companies are recommended to utilize a so-called mobile device management software in order to be able to centrally control the security parameters on mobile devices. What else happened in data protection? The Federal Court of Justice has ruled that the GDPR does not prevent the right to information to name the shareholders in order to make them a purchase offer. More about it in the link in the description. Have fun reading.